Every act of change begins with a neighbor. When neighbors connect through the Feeding America network, small actions ripple into lasting impact. Feeding America, led by neighbors. Give now to end hunger at feedingamerica.org.
Experience a membership that backs what you're building with American Express Business Platinum. Get 2 times membership rewards points per dollar on eligible purchases in key business categories, as well as on each eligible purchase of $5,000 or more, on up to $2 million in eligible purchases per calendar year. American Express Business Platinum. There's nothing like it. Terms apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-platinum.
It's the Paradise Podcast.
I am your host, Ryan Michelle Bethay, with my husband, Sterling.
What's up?
Join us here on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus, where we'll discuss each episode with the cast and crew of Paradise. I'll be getting all the secrets from Dan Fogelman, James Marsden, Shailene Woodley, Julianne Nicholson, and Sterling Kelby Brown. Woo! Paradise, the official podcast, is now streaming.
And stream Paradise on Hulu and Hulu on Disney Plus.
Coming to you live from New York City and my lunch break. It's ImmaLetYouFinish, show number 243. We're back, kids. We're back.
Yes, we're back.
We'll
We'll try to warn you next time we go into some deep hole of depression or anxiety or all of the above. You know what I mean?
One half of us is climbing out of, I don't know, the vortex or something. So he needed a little time off. But we're back.
And the other half of us is always in the vortex of something. So it's perfect.
So it's Tuesday,
right.
March 2nd. First of all, can you believe it's already March? Wait, it's Tuesday, March 2nd.
Yeah.
Amy's walking out of teaching class and dodging young people running with guns, shooting. And we just got over a snowstorm. It's like fucking New York, man.
10:30. Can I just tell you something, though? And I'm not saying this to be... I've lived in New York basically all my life. This is the first time I've seen, not that I haven't seen, I think this is the first time I've seen it out on the street, running down the street like that. I have seen guns pulled before, but not. But the thing that was crazy is this, and then we'll get to, it was just like a couple old ladies, and because I heard bop, bop, and then I turn and I'm walking and I go to this guy, I go, that was a gun. But nobody was walking particularly fast. Everybody just kept walking down.
That's the New Yorkness of it all. It's like, oh my God, they could almost kill us. Anyway, I got to go pick up my lunch because it's ready and I'm on the clock.
Like,
lunch is only so long.
It was like, they shooting made you look.
Kind of, sort of.
Yay!
Yeah,
anyway,
but that's so not good because, these kids shoot like the Wild Wild West. So hopefully, did you duck down and just try to move out?
No. They were running away from me. I just heard the shot. They had the decency to be running down Livingston. But like I said, I walk by this one particular building almost every day, and there's some kind of shenanigans going on. It's like some sort of institution, because even by the weed smoking standards of New York, there is like, it's literally like, who's the character in Charlie Brown? Pigpen. There's literally like smoke coming out of the building. And I do see like a front desk. It's not a school. It's something. But I will say they're running down the street, these 3 kids, and the grown-ups in the building are walking outside like dum-de-dum-dum-dum, like the people in charge. No cops, because they're all playing Candy Crush somewhere. Anyway. All right, so the Brit Awards were last weekend, and I'm going to tell you something. They just do these award shows better than we do. They just really freaking do. So the show opened up. It was in Manchester for the first time ever. So a lot of the tributes were very Manchester Manc related, and Harry Styles opened the show with his new single Aperture, which, as you pointed out, debuted high, has been dropping, but I'm sure it's coming back up. His new album drops in 3 days, 2 days?
This week. It's coming this week.
Yeah,
Friday.
this week. And I gotta say, he knows this is how you do a comeback. It was perfect. Great somebody pointed out that the choreography looked a lot like Childish Gambino's This Is America.
I can see that. I can see it, but listen, A lot of people, you and I talked about it when this song came out. There's a lot of things with this song. It's very different, especially for him. It's an old school song by length. It's an over 5-minute song.
Yeah, it's over 5 minutes. Yeah.
And now all of these songs that we've been getting are like 2 minutes and change.
Yeah.
And for people who love him, I'm sure they're like, it's one of those, the hardcore fans, because they're going to love anything he does. They might be like, wow, this is really amazing. I really like the song. I thought the performance was fantastic. And I looked at it and I was like, okay, you know what? I think this era's going to be fun. This seems like he's coming to just have a good time. And watching him dance and all that, it's like, yeah, I know some people were complaining, but you're like a rock guy. You do rock and roll shit. I'm like, this reminded me of how much he came from a boy band. You know what I mean? It's like when I saw it, I was like, right. You come from a boy band where you guys used to have choreography. And
what was
all
wrong
of
with the
things.
choreography was perfect. I thought the choreography
No, it was, but I think the people who are used to him, because now solo-wise, he's not made any of that kind of music, right?
No,
So I think for some people coming out, seeing it, they're like, ugh, what is this? But to me, watching
to be fair, it was the Brit Awards. I don't think he's going to have 5,000 people out on stage of him when he goes on tour.
No, but I'm talking about. But this was the first presentation of this album.
It was beautiful. I thought it was perfect.
Other than the video, there's been no presentation. So to me, seeing it, I was like, okay, this is telling me he's just trying to have a good time. And this is going to be, I think this album is going to be a good time.
I think it's going to be good. I think he's one of those guys, he's at the point where he does it, as we've said, exactly right. He puts out great records, he has big hits, and then he does big tours, goes away, comes back out. The lane is wide open for him right now. There's nobody out. There've been a couple Harry wannabes, no disrespect to Damiano David. I like him, but he is not Harry Styles. Harry Styles, if you would have asked us 10 years ago who's going to be the biggest male pop star in the world, I would not have said Harry Styles. Mm-hmm. But Justin Timberlake's never to be returned. That's done. And I just love it.
Happened. The thing with Justin is Justin had that moment. He was of a generation.
Yeah, it's done.
Harry's like this generation's, right? The girls who grew up with loving One Direction. And then he breaks out. He's the breakout of that situation. Like the girls who loved NSYNC. That's these girls who love Harry. That's their moms.
But I think Harry Styles also draws an older audience. I think he's drawing a much.
Well, like you said, because what's out there. So he's kind of like in that moment of. He can be that guy, and he doesn't really have much of a competition.
But you know what he has, and we saw this, and we'll just talk about a couple of the shows. He has like an artiness to him, like an artfulness and which is like, that's the kind of choreography you do. That was modern dance, like stylized up the yin yang choreography. The staging,
the lighting, the creative direction.
And he has a band. He always has a band with him, which I like. I like that a lot.
And background singers. A lot of people lately have been putting the background vocals on backing tape.
And he was singing live for all of you. He was singing live. You could tell. All right.
And he can kind of dance.
He can kind of dance. Well, he is like the world's cutest aerobics instructor. If you look at all his other stuff, yeah, right. He's all right. So there was a tribute to Mark Ronson. With no disrespect, I didn't know we were at the Mark Ronson tribute stage of our lives. He's only 40, right? But it was great. It was great to see Ghostface Killer coming. I can go forever. I thought I thought it was a good. A good, synopsis of his career. It was really great to see the Dap Kings. It was great to see those two guys that were Amy Winehouse's backup singers, who were lovely, lovely guys. Rosalia, this is where Europe and America differ. You would never in a million years get the kind of performance that she did with that song and then turning it into a hardcore Berlin techno thing at the end. Never, because I don't know. They
with
just
the
do it
dash
better
of
with
Bjork. Then all of a
with
sudden,
Bjork coming up
then all of
looking
a
like a
sudden-
lampshade, like a
all
crazy
of a sudden,
lampshade.
the sea parts,
And there's
the light
Bjork.
comes out, and there's Bjork.
like like the crazy lampshade coming out.
I loved it. Yeah.
I loved it. Olivia Dean won all sorts of awards. We'll have an Olivia Dean conversation at another point because I know we're a little time constrained. But I'm starting to have mixed feelings about Olivia Dean and Ray. I will let you ruminate on that, and we can talk about that when Ray's record come out, which really does have the worst album title, according to my friends, of all time. The new Ray album.
Yeah, don't love the album title. I know I'm tired of hearing Where Is My Husband. I know she is tired of singing Where Is My Husband.
Well, and I'm also,
You can always tell when the artist is like, I know it, because she sang that and then went into her new single. You can know that moment when they're like, oh, Lord, I'm singing this
Okay, I'll do it one more time and then shut up.
I've been singing it for a year straight.
I know.
I am tired of singing this song.
Brooklyn's own kid used to live down the street from me. Geese got international band. I still don't understand that band. Maybe it's not. I don't understand it, but that's fine.
The only reason why I know what a Geese is because you mentioned it to me months ago, and I was like, I still haven't even pressed play to listen. And I don't know.
Well,
why.
I heard about him because the drummer did live down the street from me, and they used to practice in his mother's basement, so I probably heard them a million times. And he went to school with my former neighbor's daughter. They were like boyfriend and girlfriend, and my former neighbor said, oh, you gotta check these guys out, you really like them. And this was 4 years ago, and I went, nah. What?
I just realized that that moment when I realized that I have these codes I have to change to, I'm on my hybrid day, and I forgot to change my code and take it off the last case I was on to put it on lunch. Fun fact. But please keep going.
Somebody will be hungry because of you. I hope you're happy.
No, it's just that they'll come back and be like, why were you on this code for 45 minutes? And I'll be like, I was at lunch.
Yeah. And then Noel Gallagher won Songwriter of the Year, which the only reason I object to that is what song has he written this year?
Ma'am, that has been the huge situation.
They toured a hugely successful tour, and he did say they're going to go back into the studio.
That has been the huge situation. People are really upset about that. They're like, we understand this is the first time the show's in Manchester. You're trying to throw things toward Manchester.
He didn't write any songs this year. It would be like giving Oasis Best New Artist at the Grammys 40 years later.
Right.
I sat there and I went, did he put out a solo record? Did he do something?
No.
Nothing. Lifetime Achievement would have made more. That threw me. I didn't understand that. And
that threw a lot of people. Trust me, it was definitely one of those things that people are like, yeah.
Yeah. All right, so the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame nominations. Yes, I got a ballot this year, so we'll run through it. I haven't voted yet because I don't know why I overthink this thing like crazy. All right, I'm going to go down the list, and all right, Black Crowes. Never in a million years would I vote for them. There would literally have to be no other bands available, and then I would say I just won't vote. I'm torn on Mariah Carey. This is her third time. I'm starting to feel like maybe it's not in the cards for her, and I don't want to not waste my. And you know that I have always voted for her.
But you fought for Shaka, and Shaka finally got it.
Yeah,
right?
but I really, 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 really like Shaka.
But
I like Mariah Carey.
But Mariah Carey.
But wait, let me go. I like Mariah Carey.
Yes.
I don't really, really, really like Mariah Carey. Melissa Etheridge, she doesn't do anything for me. Talented. All right. Billy Idol is on my possible list. What do you think about Billy Idol?
I think Mariah Carey's had more hits. But I think...
Is it supposed to be hits?
Well, an influence? Who has... I think
Billy Idol had a huge...
I think he's had a great career. But like you said, when we're talking about, like when you say Mariah, I don't like Mariah. I get that. but that doesn't make her undeserving, right? I think
Yeah.
that she has written and I just think as a woman and writing and producing all of those hits,
It's
fighting all of those
100%
things.
why.
I think do I think Billy Idol deserves to be in there? Yes, I think Billy Idol, especially for this industry and for especially a very specific time, he was the
guy.
moment. He really
The
was.
guy.
He was the moment. And I think he's got classics that to this day still can
Sound
turn
good.
turn a
Yeah.
whole party out. I
Right.
think he
Iron
absolutely
Maiden,
deserves
I
it.
understand why
I
Iron
still
Maiden should
can't
be
be-
in. I'm
yeah.
shocked too. I feel like
We
everybody
talked about
who's-
this every time they come up.
I feel
I'm
like
just like,
Iron
why aren't
Maiden's one
they
of those
in?
things. No, I feel like Iron Maiden's one of those things where everybody goes, "Oh my God, I can't believe they're not in," and then they don't vote for them. I
Right.
think that's what it is. Okay. The nomination that is getting the most pearl clutching, this isn't rock and roll on the interwebs is the one I'm voting for. New Edition, New Edition, and New Edition.
Yes.
100%.
I 1000% believe New Edition will get in. I
Whoa,
do.
whoa. Something just happened. Hold on. That's really weird. Okay, I hit a button and music came up. Sound. New
Only
Edition
on your
is,
side, because not over here. I
right.
didn't hear anything.
New Edition, where people go, blah, blah, blah. New Edition is a direct descendant of all those Motown groups. They are hugely influential. They are still performing.
They're
They
still
are all
here
check,
on
check.
a full arena tour. They are still
They're playing
here.
Barclays next week. Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And for any doubters, and John Sykes even mentioned this in an interview when they inducted the Spinners. New Edition did the performance. Holy crap! It was like holy crap. So New Edition, it's not even a moment. So Pink, I love Pink, but
That's a really interesting one.
that's a weird one
Okay,
for me.
go through the whole list and let's go
All
back
right.
and talk about
All
it.
right. All right. New Edition, Pink, Shakira, Wu-Tang, that's a done deal. It's a done deal. They're getting in. Jeff Buckley, Phil Collins, Lauryn Hill, InXS, Joy Division, New Order for the third time, Oasis for the third time, Sade for the second time, Luther for the first time.
Okay.
All right.
This is what I think. If you ask
Okay.
me, Pouchon du Toit, which is broken French that I just made up.
You just made it up.
Okay, if there had to be 5 people on this list.
Seven.
But last year, didn't they only do 5? So they can do between
don't-
5 and 7. The thing is, they can do the lowest is 5, the highest is 7. Okay.
Yes,
If
I
I
think.
had to choose right now who I think will get it, I think
Who
it's going to
you
be.
think will get in or
Yes,
who you want to get in?
Who
Think.
I think will get it.
Okay.
I think it's going to be Luther Vandross.
Yes. Which is amazing when you think about it, which is amazing because I would never
I
have in a
actually
million years.
think it's going to be Phil Collins.
Oh, yeah, that's a done deal.
I think it's going to be Billy Idol.
I think so too.
I think Iron Maiden's finally going to get in.
Yeah.
And I think New Edition's going to get in.
Okay.
I do.
Here's who I think based on what I'm seeing. Phil Collins, and he'd be in twice because he was in with Genesis. Mm-hmm. Because Phil Collins, I'm not a huge fan, but he had huge hits, very well liked. He's not in physical good shape, so that always, sympathy. And black people like him. And
Black
that's an
people do
important
like him.
thing.
Mm-hmm.
Black people do like him. All right. I have to say that I was sort of shocked that InXS is not in because InXS to me was just like the perfect 80s, 90s rock band. Great songs, great hits. Somebody said they won't get in because Michael Hutchence is too good looking, but that's true. Okay, so here's who I think is going to get in. I think Wu-Tang is a lock because Wu-Tang is one of those groups. They're college rock hip hop. I think they're a lock, but
White
nothing
boys
is a
love
lock.
them.
Yeah,
I almost think the white boys love them more than black boys do. They do. They love them.
They 100% do.
Yeah.
100. That's why it used to make me laugh when Lucian wasn't a Wu-Tang fan, but he was, and I was like, he goes, I don't know what they're talking about. And I said, and yet you just listen to Dipset. I think Luther's going to get in, and I think on basis, first off, because of the documentary, which brings people, I think because of the Kendrick Lamar sample, I think that brought him back to, and I'm just very happy because I think I have not seen anybody on the the interweb saying he's not rock and roll, so that's great.
And
I
if
think
you go back to all of the people, you think
Oh, of
you
course.
think you think
I think Sade's going to get in. I think
You think?
Sade's going to get in. I think so because I think that first off, I think people have a very emotional attachment to her. I think that she screams out artist integrity. I mean, she just screams it out. I think that she's seen as one of these people who is of the industry but not from the industry. You know what I mean? That she's in the industry but she rises
Well, why
above
do you
it,
think it'll
sort
be
of.
different this time? Because last time, even on the fan vote, they're not that high. It's really
Well, the
interesting.
fan. I mean, this is I think.
Yeah, but I think the fan vote sometimes reflects even how people in that room feel.
Yeah, no,
love
I
Sade.
think Sade.
And you
I mean,
realize that her hits were bigger here than at home. I didn't realize that. I thought that they had monster hits in the UK.
Who?
Sade. They actually did.
No, they didn't.
They had bigger
were
hits
bigger.
here than they did there.
I'm gauging this all by what I see my friends and people posting. I like Sade a lot. I'm still torn on that. I'm going to vote for Oasis again because fuck it. And I think that they might get in this time because they've proven that they will play nice. People are arguing about Joy Division, New Order being one group, but
Right.
I mean, I think it's kind of goofy too because they're completely different groups.
Kind of, so it feels lazy.
No, 100% different.
It feels
groups.
lazy. It feels
I
like,
mean,
well, let's just
it's
lump
like-
this all together and give everybody something.
The only thing they have in common, they are like not. If you could listen to Joy Division and you could listen to New Order and never know that they had anything to do with each other, unless you read. All right, so I think Jeff Buckley's going to get in.
Oh.
100%.
Okay, as someone who worked at Columbia Records and was
Yeah.
there for Jeff Buckley, I absolutely, just because people have
Love him.
made him, and they made him into almost like a deity.
Oh no, for 100%.
Did I ever tell you my Jeff Buckley story?
I believe you did.
Okay,
But
yeah.
and there was a documentary. I'm not trying to
Yeah.
be flip, but there's a
No,
so,
listen, that helps. I believe Cyndi Lauper, all the years trying to get her in there, got in
The
there.
documentary
after
helped.
That documentary, you have to sometimes remind people
who you
that
are.
you're more than just the hits that came at the very beginning of your career.
All right. So what's really interesting is if Jeff Buckley and Lauryn Hill, and people are saying why Lauryn Hill and not the Fugees first, but if Jeff Buckley, if Jeff Buckley gets in and Lauryn Hill, they will basically be artists who are getting in on the strength of one album
It is one album.
and a live album.
Because
They both did a live album.
There's a lot of live, like, there's Jeff.
There's
that
one live album.
The live is
The live is Shanae.
You remember Shanae? Shanae used to be like Columbia's released. At first, it was an EP. Then they did an expanded version that was like a lot of different things. Like Jeff had just come down to New Orleans to start recording the second record.
Memphis.
Was it Memphis?
Yeah, he died in Memphis.
Are you sure? I thought it was New Orleans. I just remember it
No.
was one of the. But I remember
No, it was Memphis. It was Memphis.
It was in the Mississippi River. That I remember.
Yeah. It was the
He jumped in the river and got caught in the current and drowned.
Yeah.
That I remember. And I remember that day at Sony, everybody was upset
Well,
because he was supposed to be a big
No,
deal.
he was. Well, that's what I'm saying. So I know people who live and die by grace. His album. Lauryn Hill, I don't know. It is weird that it's just her and not the Fugees. I'm sorry. So I'm still torn. I can tell you who I'm definitely not voting for. I'm definitely not voting for the Black Crowes. I'm definitely not voting for Melissa Etheridge. I'm definitely not voting for Iron Maiden. I'm sorry. I love Pink, but I don't know what that's like head scratching. Pink. Shakira is phenomenal. I understand why. You know who I would have put in if you wanted to have a representation of Latin music that crossed over? You know who I would have put in? Gloria Estefan.
I mean,
or Ricky Martin. I hate to say it, but
she would have
I
been
love
probably
Shakira.
an easier sell than him.
Yeah,
Absolutely,
I love
Gloria.
her.
Yeah, me too.
I love
I get
Shakira. I think she's phenomenal.
But it's not happening. I don't think. It's
No,
happening.
I don't think it's happening at all.
I don't think the voters like you who got that ballot are gonna look and see that list and think if they had to choose between her and Pink, they'd go Pink. I think that they would go Pink.
No, I think maybe, yeah. But I don't, like I said, I think Pink is phenomenal. I love her records. I'm old enough to remember when they were marketing her R&B. I love her stage show. I love her whole persona. I love everything about her, but that was just like a head scratcher to me. Considering, I'm glad when women are nominated, I'm thrilled. But considering, like, I wish Sinead had made a ballad again. That was like one and done on that. I'm like,
Was she?
Yeah, they nominated her once the year she died. And then, and she hasn't been back on the ballot since. I sometimes I hate when people go, but you know what? Okay, so I'm definitely not voting for Phil Collins. Sorry. I'm definitely voting for Luther, definitely voting for Oasis, definitely voting for Wu-Tang, definitely voting for New Edition, and then the rest of it, somebody send me money and I'll make up my mind. But I am so thrilled that Luther is nominated because I just feel like, good. This is like a representation of like true artistry. True artistry. And for those of you who are fans of our show, please go back and listen to our incredible interview with Marcus Miller. So, all right. So that's my whatever. So I have to get my vote in. So I'll do it soon. But I'm thrilled about. I would vote for New.
Are you gonna go on any of the shows and do your ballot? Like
no, because I just gave all the. It's exclusive for us. No, I'm keeping it. I'm playing it close to the vest.
I will say this. Now that I think about that list again, I think Iron Maiden is going to get in there this time.
I think so too. You know why? Because Ozzy died.
I think Iron Maiden.
Because Ozzy died, and I'm not trying to be flip, because Ozzy died, they are the last heavy metal band standing. And they really are. Like, they are great. Could I name a song? No. Could I name a song? No.
But you and I, every time it's come up, and I'm always surprised that they're not in, I'm like, why didn't they get in? Like, in any of their nominations? You would think that somebody like, all of the people scream, that's not rock and roll. Then you got like an Iron Maiden.
Who are touring, who sell out, who, I do think Oasis will get in. The fact that they're on the ballot 3 years in a row says something to me. I think that they broke through in the States this time bigger than anyone expected.
I think the fact that they made it through the tour and they didn't implode too, right? That helps.
And he just won Songwriter of the Year. They didn't say what year.
They just said.
Did they say? They didn't say.
They just said.
They didn't say
the
year.
They didn't say
year. They didn't say it was 1995.
And now that Jeff Buckley's going to be interesting if he gets it.
I think he might. I think he has a lot of interesting. But what's interesting in my list of this is just basically based on friends, based on Facebook groups I'm in. No one is putting Lauryn Hill down on their lists. Everybody else. More people are mentioning Sade and Luther than Lauryn Hill. I got into a big fight with somebody online, with somebody I don't know, on a Facebook group I'm in about New Edition. And I was just like ready to, so much so that I believe he blocked me. So I won the argument as far as I'm concerned. As long as I get blocked, I won the argument. Right. All right, you want to take a quick break and then we'll come back and talk about more problematic black people?
Yep. And we're back.
Okay. I did not see the Tyra. I didn't see the documentary. I used to watch America's Got Model. What was it called? America's Next Top
Model.
As far as I'm concerned, I just want to watch everything about Shandy. Just Shandy. Shandy in the hot tub, that horrible thing. Shandy, wasn't she with someone from Wu-Tang at one point in the show? Wasn't there like a Wu-Tang? There's not. Anyway, I did not watch the documentary. But here's what I want to say. Didn't everyone always hate Tyra Banks?
Yeah. Okay. Let me say this. I feel that everybody has to stop looking at everything in 2025, 2026 through a lens of 20-something years ago. First of all, reality TV today is horrible. We see a lot of horrible shit. All of these
Oh my
people
God.
screaming, but you all watch shit on that Zeus network, like Baddies, where everybody's just beating each other up and being horrible. Basketball-wise, where they fight and they're being horrible. Now you see Housewives where they act like animals and attack each other, and it's horrible. All of those guys, like the two J's and Nigel, you're not some innocent people. You all stayed and came back for a million seasons of that show, collecting a check and doing whatever. Nigel shot for top model auditions around the world. And Jay somehow forgot when he was telling his whole story that he also got the opportunity.
Which Jay? You talking about Jay Manuel?
Jay Manuel, that he got to be the host of Canada's Next Top Model, right? So these people all stayed in the universe. No one is innocent. So I find it really interesting that all of the energy is falling to the woman. Like, this show was sold to a network. Ken Monk was there. I'm sure Tyra made decisions, but there's a lot of people who make decisions, when something goes on the air and goes on TV. It's just easy and lazy to me to just blame one person and all of those people. All of those people who sat, because you like all those people sat and who are saying this happened and that happened, and I'm not talking about the contestants, because I'll get to that in a minute too. It's like, I could see when you're on season 1 or 2 and like these things happen, and you're like, oh my God, it's horrible. But by the time we're talking about people who auditioned for season 10 and 12 and 13, we know what this show was. And you did not see. I also do not feel like it was a well-balanced documentary. If it was well-balanced, I'm like, let's come across, because there are people who had careers and things that happened for them and didn't have horrible things happen to them. But if you pick all of the people who've had really bad experiences, then it's like, look at how terrible this is. It's like, give me some balance here, Do I feel like some of the things we saw there are horrible? But I also remember reality TV in the year 2000, 2001. It was just, everything was fucking horrible. It was a free-for-all. So I think everybody has some guilt in it,
Yes, everybody does. But for Tyra to sit there from the clips I've seen and go, I didn't know, I wasn't the producer. Come on. You were the producer of the show.
Well, she was one of.
Right.
And when you sell something to a network, the network will come and be like, we want more of this. And as a producer, that's what you
I
give
understand.
them,
But I understand. And it is sort of like, I think there's guilt all around. Like I said, I stopped watching the show after about 6 years or 7 years. Nobody ever really got a career. I mean, what, Eva Marcel's the only person, and
Yaya DaCosta, Winnie
but
Harlow.
Yaya DaCosta has completely ripped this off her resume. I mean,
they all love to do that, right? It's like, but I know Yaya from America's Next Top Model.
Me too.
You know what I mean? And a lot of people do. And here's the thing. I just think that, I have this thing where people want Tyra to be sitting and crying, being like, I'm so sorry. It is what it is. Like, was shit fucked up? Sure. But you can't get mad at somebody because it's like, she's not taking accountability. You want her to take accountability for everything that happened? All of those men, you didn't ask any of them to take accountability, and they were there.
She was the face. She was,
Absolutely.
And again, like I said, getting back to it, I also think that one of the problems is, and again, correct me if I'm wrong, she's never been someone that people really like as a person very much, Tyra Banks. She's got a lot of mean girl in her.
She's a little odd.
She's got a lot of mean girl in her. And that's not to say that she didn't have to. It's a rough business. I understand. But she, she's not somebody that people are,
But some of the complaints I hear from people, it's like, you got the opportunity, and then did you expect her to hold your hand after? Listen, no one holds your hand in this life in any business. I don't know if anybody's ever held your hand. Like, I feel like I got some of these jobs. I was pushed out there, and it was like, They shouldn't
have made that poor girl fix her teeth. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, that was crazy shit, but that was, crazy reality TV time.
Her teeth looked better before. All right.
Absolutely. But my thing is this also. You can always say no and walk away from some shit.
I will say this. Yes, you can, but if you're 18 years old from Podunkia, and you're in front of stars and you're being sold a bill of goods, let's face it, It's funny. I have a woman I used to work with whose daughter is actually like a big model, and she used to live in my building. She's lovely. She left me some of her clothes. I don't know how I fit into them, but she did. And she was discovered walking down the street in Brooklyn. Because she's 5'11" and 120 pounds and is all cheekbones. That's how models are discovered. Not that,
Well, back then, yeah, absolutely.
Right. And
absolutely.
now she's on a Chanel ads, and she's everywhere, and it's fabulous. And I have her lamp. If you ever come over to pick up the share book, I can show you the lamp and the perfume she left me. All right. This kind of segues into something that you've been kind of focused on. I just read an article. There was an article in, I'm going to say, Elle magazine maybe, and then there's a profile of Cat's Eye in The Cut, which is New York Magazine's kind of fashion thing, about girl groups and sort of like how the black members of the female girl groups often get the short end of the stick. And in the Cat's Eye one, it was talking about, well, Manon had not left the group at that point. But I know you were kind of focused looking through this at the lens of Leanne Pinnock. So is her album? I mean, it seems like she's getting press, right?
Which is great, but she's having to do it on her own now. So Little Mix takes their hiatus. You have Perry, who signs to Columbia Records. You have Jade, who signs to RCA Records. And you have Leanne, who signs to Warner Brothers Records. Jade makes an incredible, I like to call her a more experimental pop record.
No, it's definitely not. It's not. It's out there. It's out in a good way.
It's amazing. You have Perry, who she's the more in the lane of the Celine Dion's and very big vocals, traditional pop record.
Right.
She made a whole album. They started putting singles out. She didn't love the direction of the album. Her label supported her. She went in and re-recorded the album.
Now, was it released stateside? It wasn't. Jade was here. Perry, I don't remember being here.
Perry, I want to say, because everything is streaming now, it was released here, but she didn't come here and promote it and do it.
Because Little Mix is big, but not. They never really broke the same way.
No, and they tried. They opened up for Ariana on an arena tour. They played the Garden.
It's hard.
All of the things. Didn't really do. But those two women were supported, and again, the black girl in the group who goes to Warner, they try to make her do garage music. So the first single, because what's the thing that they always love to do when you're a black artist? You can make a dance record, especially if you're pop. They don't, it's almost like they seem to never know what to do.
You know that I always thought Jade was Spanish for years. I thought Jade was Spanish.
Well, she's like Yemeni and
she's
something else.
She's something.
Yemeni and something else. But it's just really interesting to see how we still are having the same issues with the black girls in a pop group. One, they're treated a certain way when they're in the group. Ask Normani, ask Leanne. When you're in these mixed groups, they have all of these stories about going to fan events and being ignored. Not feeling the same support and being bullied. Manon is taking a step away for her mental health and stuff, but I've heard, it's the kind of shit she's dealing with being in a group who you and I both talked about. I thought they were like a dance troupe. I didn't even know they sang.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's like,
well, you know what I think one of the problem is, because I listened to the Leanne record and I think it's good. I think what it is, and please don't, I think it's a record from a girl. I think it's like, a Rihanna dupe in a lot of ways. She's not as strong. She's not as strong a singer as Jade, but she also has that vocal quality which all these girls do, which drives me, which is that kind of caught in the throat kind of singing. But the production is really good. The songs are good.
I think she has a great.
No, I didn't say she couldn't really sing. I
think the shit she's been getting, being a black girl who made black music, and she's Jamaican and Barbadian and Beige.
But that record to me is not black music. That record sounds like every other kind of pop kind of record. It's got. I mean, seriously, it's a different kind of pop. There's lots of. She's not the only artist.
No, you and I are talking the same thing, but that's not how the industry has treated her. So Warner Brothers fought her and ghosted her and said, we're not putting out your record. And she had to leave, and she's put this record out independently. You know what I mean? Because once again, where the other two were supported by their labels, we have another black female artist, and we can go through the list, like where it seems to be, especially when they come from a pop group where they're the only black girl, the label that they signed to never can get it right. Normani.
Well, Normani kind of, I mean, you know, I mean.
We say that, but you say that, but that's my point exactly.
No, I know.
Hold on, let me, because I got to make this point.
Yeah.
When it is the white girl from the group that they see, because I've seen this intimately on the inside, that they're like, this girl's going to be a big deal. They put the right producers with her, the right writers, and the company comes together and they're like, this is going to be a hit. We're going to make her a hit. We're going to give her the right songwriters. We're going to give her the right things. You know what I mean? And then with the black girl, sometimes it's like, go make your record. We don't like this. This isn't it. But you haven't surrounded them with
so
the certain
weird.
things
It's
to
so
make it
weird
right.
in a way because black music sells more in so many ways. You know,
but to a lot of labels, it sells bigger when they have a white person with singing soulful music. Then they love it. Then it's like, oh my God, we have that voice, and they seem to be able to package it all up.
I do think that one of the issues, and this is something worth discussing, you know, and we kind of, again, I think one of the issues in terms of these groups is so many of these groups are, you know, prefab, and they are put together, and I think it's hard to develop a support system for any of the artists within the group when you're basically say, we want a group, we're going to have one of this, one of that, you know, because Cat's Eye is an American version of what a K-pop group is. It's sort of Scooter Braun, I think, and a K-pop organization. The point is that I think if you're taking young women in particular and making them into something, you're denying them the support group because there's no one, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm trying to say? That there's no, they didn't come up together. They didn't go through the trenches together.
We're talking the same thing, but two different things.
I'm just
talking
saying
about how when you are black and you are a female, I've seen it intimately up close from the management side. I've also seen it from working inside a label, how you don't sometimes get that same support of, we see this thing going to be big. Let's not forget, everybody wants to rewrite history with Beyonce, right?
Because I knew you were going to bring her up.
Well, because everybody likes to rewrite history. When Dangerously in Love was first presented to the label, they weren't happy with that album. They thought, oh my God, like Crazy in Love, yeah, but they thought this is slow. We don't hear hits. What are we going to do? And then it became what it became, and then everybody's like, oh yes, we knew this from the beginning. So
we could also say, where's Kelly Rowland should have had more support.
And here's the weird thing with that, because I was Kelly's product manager for her second album. Kelly's budget was the same size as Beyonce's, right? But it's that same energy of there was support, but it felt different.
We know why the support went to Beyonce. That's a whole different conversation.
For another time. But I also noticed this, and this is the truth, and this we've seen throughout history, especially with groups, even on the boy side, when there are several people who break out and people have solo albums, if one person from the group becomes really big, you notice, no matter even if everybody else could sing and they put out great albums, they don't get to be as big.
Oh no, we're seeing that with One Direction.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah. All right, let's. What have you been, other than Leanne? And I will go back and listen to it again. What have you been listening to? I want to just talk really fast about. I haven't been listening to as much. I mean, just catching up with stuff. But this Billy Preston documentary, which I hope you get a chance to watch. That's the way God planned it. Just and. Cheo Hodari Coker, congratulations to you for writing and executive producing it. Paris Barclay, the great director of all our favorite procedurals, directed it. And it's one of those things, you know, if you're a music fan, you know Billy Preston, but to get the footage is phenomenal. And, you know, especially there was Olivia Harrison, George Harrison's widow, was also an executive producer. So they have a lot of footage, a lot of Beatles footage. Peter Jackson gave them the footage from the Beatles documentary. And it's just mind-blowing to see to hear him again, to see how good he is. One of the few session musicians to make it as a big solo star. Usually the session musician, and he got started as a kid with Little Richard. I didn't know he wrote "You Are So Beautiful." Duh. Great scene with Patti LaBelle eating all the furniture and scenery, and it just phenomenal. It's a really, really great movie.
Oh, yes. Is that what Ben Merla sent that to us, right?
Yeah, yeah.
I have to go back and look,
Yes, because Ben listens to our show, and he's gonna. No, it's really, really good, and it's just again shining a light on someone who was a huge star. It's a very sad. This is a closeted man who could not come out, and because of the church, because of being black, because of the times, drug issues. Your friend Billy Porter's all over the thing, but he's behaving himself in this. No, it's a great documentary. That's the way God planned it. The music is just, it's great. Anyways, I watched that this weekend. And you, my friend?
I've just been ultimately listening to 3 albums on repeat. Leanne Pinnock, My Ego Told Me To. I love this album. It's just been on repeat for a full week straight.
And I'm listening to it thanks to you, so thank you.
And there's an artist named Naika, and she has an album called Ecclesia. And I love this album. Ecclesia, I love it, love it, love it, love it, love it. And I've been really listening to the Brent Faiyaz new album, Icons.
I got to listen to him.
It's so good.
He's
so
somebody
those 3 records have just been on repeat.
No, he's somebody that I 100% know about, and always kind of go, I got to pay more attention to him because I know so many, and for some reason, I got to just sit down and really pay attention to him. The new Gorillaz record is fantastic.
And you know what else?
Wait, for some reason?
And I never really gave a shit about her music at all. But I like this new Hilary Duff album. You know me, I like people's adult albums when they've grown up and they have some things to say. When did I start listening to Taylor Swift? All of a sudden she was an adult. And I was like, okay, I can kind of get with what you're saying here. And I really like this Hilary Duff album, Luck or something. It's really good.
Did her husband write a lot of the stuff on it? Her husband's a big songwriter.
Yeah, they wrote together, and I believe
Matthew Coma. Matthew Coma. I did a bio for him once. You remember back when people, what's the countdown to the Robin record, and when are we going to really start loving the singles? That's a whole other conversation. All right.
I have been acting like...
I don't like the title of that album. I don't like the title of that album.
I don't like the art. I don't like the songs.
I went back and listened to Dopamine, and I do like it, but I have to, because I have to, in the same issue of The Cut, there's a great interview with Steve Lacy, who looks exactly like Frank Ocean, which is terrifying. And there's a great interview story about coming. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's all the stuff is going to start coming out now, but we'll have to Anyway, take us out of here because you have to go make the world a better place.
Yeah, lunch break is almost over. Where I did not eat lunch. So you know what it is, kids. We'll be back on a regular schedule unless I go back into the hole I've been hiding.
No, you're not going to do that. I'm going to come to your house and shove a current roll down your face, okay?
Okay, or chocolate bar, kind of with the little crunchies in it. I like the one with
Which chocolate bars? Which just regular crunchy bars?
You know, like a Nestle's Crunch, and then like those Tony's chocolate bars, the ones that have a little. Anyway, that's another story.
Those Tonys? I don't like those Tonys.
It depends. How much weed did I smoke? That'll let you know how much I like the Miss Tony. And on that, you know what it is, kids. Follow us on our Facebook. I'ma let you finish, all one word.
Please rate us when you listen to us. Rate us.
Share the show. Tell your friends. Post us. Remember, we're on the Pantheon Media Network. We're bi-weekly. We're buy something. Buy us. Buy something. Buy a chocolate bar.
Bye.
We'll see you next time. Bye.